You're listening to Puma Podcast.
Hi, I'm Franco Luna Puma Podcast, and you're listening to Teka Teka News. In this episode,
We must always remember that AI is not some natural phenomenon that's happening to us, but it is a product of human creation that we have the power to shape and direct. Together, we have the resources and the mandate to uphold humanity's safety and security by creating the right guardrails and governance for the safe development and deployment of frontier AI systems. But this can't be left to chance or neglect or to private actors alone.
artificial intelligence, or AI, has become more intertwined with our lives than ever before, surfacing several ethical concerns. But what are governments worldwide doing about it? Alam nyo ba, automation is expected to displace around 85 million jobs by 2025. That's according to the World Economic Forum's latest Global Risks Report for 2023. AI's rise, after all, has led experts around the world to believe that a smarter version of ChatGPT could replace thousands of jobs across sectors as companies head towards automation to cut on costs. So understandably, workers are alarmed. Here in the Philippines,
it's something that I think sparks a lot of interest and also at the same time a lot of anxiety, especially among those whom you've mentioned that work in the ranks of the BPO sector, in business process outsourcing. Because a lot of the jobs there, if you are to analyze ano ba yung types of jobs that are covered muna by the BPO sector. Included here are contact centers, data transcription, back office services, just to name them, animation, games, software, and engineering development.
that's Dr. Percival Peña Reyes. He's Associate Director at the Ateneo Center for Economic Research and Development. We spoke to him in May for an episode on the fears of how AI can influence the future of work here in the Philippines. Totoo naman talaga. Artificial technology can have many uses across a litany of different fields of work. At sigurado ako, narinig nyo na at posibleng nasubukan nyo na rin ang iba't ibang gamit nito.
Well, of course, for firms that are out to really minimize on cost in order to maximize profit. I sound like an economist, but that's the very gist of it. It's a production method that maximizes their profit by minimizing cost. More and more, these things are being done by machines. So yes, there is also much fear when it comes to workers being displaced.
As it is, AI systems are widely being used on a daily basis in sectors like housing, employment, transportation, education, and health, and our dependence on them continues to grow. Enter the Bletchley Declaration on AI. It's a set of principles that outline the shared responsibility of countries to ensure that AI is developed, deployed, and used in a safe, human-centric, trustworthy, and responsible manner. The declaration, signed by 28 countries including the Philippines, aims to establish global cooperation on AI safety. It's a crucial step in both addressing the potential risks and harnessing the immense benefits of this technology.
Evaluating AI model capabilities is the next stride. Every beat must be measured against a set of established standards that ensure that the technology we build serves humans and not the algorithm. Standards for extensive, generic red teaming.
Red teaming focuses on sending a team to gain entry to restricted areas,
as well as specific sectorial standards for critical infrastructure must be developed and shared internationally, as the impact for AI will know no borders.
That's Omar Sultan Al-Olama, the UAE Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence and the world's first state minister for AI.
However, the next challenge will not be merely about identifying what needs to be done by the government, but rather how quick it needs to be done. Therefore, a new form of governance that is both agile and endorsed by the private sector is necessary to effectively govern this technology. Transparency and ethics are our guiding principles.
AI has the potential to revolutionize various aspects of our lives, from healthcare and education to transportation and manufacturing. And indeed, what tremendous power! That's why unmanaged AI development could lead to unintended consequences like discrimination, privacy violations, and even existential threats. That's where the Bletchley Declaration comes in. It provides a framework for countries to work together to address these risks and ensure that AI is used for the good of all. This includes a shared commitment to reducing risks associated with AI and ensuring that these technologies are developed with a safety-first approach. Already, leaders around the world are recognizing the urgent need for safe AI use. Here's what UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak had to say.
The late Stephen Hawking once said, "AI is likely to be the best or worst thing to happen to humanity. If we can sustain the collaboration that we have fostered over these last 2 days, I profoundly believe that we can make it the best. Because safely harnessing this technology could eclipse anything we have ever known. We have to have the capability to understand what these models are capable of, to do that safety testing and evaluation. And I think the critical thing that we've agreed today, which is, as I said, a truly landmark agreement, is that we will be able to do that in advance of these models being released. That is a new step that was necessary. People have called for it.
We're pausing for a quick break now. When we return, let's talk about the risk and what makes cooperation in AI all the more important.
As history has shown, in the absence of regulation and strong government oversight, some technology companies choose to prioritize profit over the well-being of their customers, the safety of our communities, and the stability of our democracies. An important way to address these challenges, in addition to the work we have already done, is through legislation.
That was US Vice President Kamala Harris at the Britain AI Safety Summit. At the summit, both the British and American governments agreed to establish world-leading AI safety institutes with the public sector capability to test the most advanced frontier models.
Our administration will establish a national safety reporting program on the unsafe use of AI in hospitals and medical facilities. Tech companies will create new tools to help consumers discern if audio and visual content is AI generated. And AI developers will be required to submit the results of AI safety testing to the United States government for review.
Stanford University's Center for Research on Foundation Models found that flagship AI models from 10 major corporations lack transparency on critical aspects. For instance, data used for AI training, laborers' compensation for data work, capabilities, risks, and overall impact on people were either unclear or unavailable. The index included GPT-4 from OpenAI, Google's Palm 2, Meta's Llama 2, and Stability AI's Stable Diffusion 2. This means that getting private sector support in transparency and cooperation initiatives restricting their own products will be a challenge. Still, experts are urging calm. They say no, the machines won't turn into Skynet and try to overthrow us. We hope at least not anytime soon. But there is a risk of other humans abusing AI to inflict real damage. Here's Josephine Teo, Minister for Communications and Information in the Government of Singapore. She chaired a session on the risk of loss of human control of frontier AI.
The difficulty lies with the fact that you can have responsible developers that are willing to comply with such a rule. But what levers do we actually have to ensure that the bad actors don't go ahead to develop frontier models anyway without our knowledge? And what could we in fact do to stop this from happening? So the question of levers and incentives is something that we have to address too.
Francois-Philippe Champagne, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry of Canada, agrees. And he says these bad actors can use AI in very real-world ways.
I think there's a broad acknowledgement that AI could be empowering malicious actors around the world. We talk about biological weapons, chemical weapons, but also disinformation. And if you think about deep fakes and all that, I think there is a general consensus among at least our group that these risks are real, and the technology will be enabling and could be enabling people. And it's all about scale, scope, and speed. And we should all be acknowledging that.
That's why global cooperation is important in the age of AI. Fortunately for us, it seems the whole international community agrees. Here's US Vice President Kamala Harris again.
I believe history will show that this was the moment when we had the opportunity to lay the groundwork for the future of AI. And the urgency of this moment must then compel us to create a collective vision of what this future must be. A future where AI is used to advance human rights and human dignity, where privacy is protected and people have equal access to opportunity, where we make our democracies stronger and our world safer. A future where AI is used to advance the public interest.
And that was today's episode of Teka Teka News. Again, I'm Franco Luna. This episode was edited by Freddy Blanco. Our Teka Teka News executive producer is Jill Caro, and our senior editor is Veronica Uy. If you found this episode useful, share it with a friend. Help Teka Teka News reach more people and keep the show going. Thanks for listening.